What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today is Tuesday Thoughts, and I'm really thinking about if we as people are self-deceptive. And the reason I'm thinking about that is because being online, you get to see a lot of people who are not honest with themselves, they're not honest with the people around them, and it's a liar's game, really. A lot of times you have to portray an image for people to either accept your content, accept what you're bringing to the table, or just accept the information. And a lot of times, if you notice, some of the biggest stars in the game all have an image. They are not what they actually perceive to be. Same way it is with acting and, musicians and so on and so forth. Typically, they always say you never want to meet your heroes, right? But the difference with a content creator versus said musician is that you kind of have a kind of closeness in your mind, if you say, because the content is being created at a more consecutive pace compared to artists, movies, and things like that. And with that, you start to see how people really deceive themselves. I was having a conversation with somebody, and I'm like, when people ask themselves, where do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? I was like, most people choose 7. Or they'll tell somebody that they're a 7. And I'm like, why do they do that? What is the self-deception there? Why would we know going closer to 10 probably isn't realistic? Somebody asked me I'm a 5, right? And if people go like, man, why would you say you're a 5? I'm like, because some people can find me attractive and others don't. So I'm just in the middle. I'm average. There's like, well, 7 is average. I'm like, if you do math, 1 to 10, what is going to be in the middle? You know what I mean? And I think just from a simple standpoint, we show some incapabilities of being honest with ourselves. And that's where the problem starts, because then it starts to escalate and it just becomes a snowball effect of delusion and self-deception. I mean, honestly, look online right now and look at a lot of people and as they speak and what they do and things like that. And you just sit there and look and you just be like, they really believe this. They have lied to themselves so much that they believe the crap that they're spewing. And is it upon you to straighten them out, show them the way? I wouldn't say yes, but I would say don't feed into it. Oh, I'm this and I'm that. Just like, oh, okay. And then go about your business. It's almost like if a kid falls and hurts themselves. Don't look at them. If you look at them, they'll cry. But if you look at them while they're being self-delusional, then you'll entertain it, and you either have to denounce that statement, or you have to approve it, because that's what they're going to be looking at you for. And I think a lot of times what happens is that we have people who really dig in on the deceptiveness that they put on themselves. I've seen people that say, I know what I deserve. What do you deserve? It's always a question that you have to ask, because you think you deserve a man that makes $1 million a year. Why? You probably can't even be in the same room as the people that he deals with, the conversations they have, so on and so forth, because you haven't studied the game. What work have you put in to say that you deserve said thing? Everybody can believe something they deserve, but that's not true. Everything that you deserve, you got to earn it. That's my opinion. I can't speak for everybody else. But you can hear people speak, and there's a level of arrogance that comes with the deception because they believe it. They've lied to themselves so much that they really believe the crap that they're spewing. And I don't know what will be the correction. Maybe it's because of the brain rot. Maybe because they play something so much that, oh, you're this, you're that, and you're so on and so forth, that they haven't actually had a chance to deal with reality. That's why when reality actually does happen, a lot of them take it so hard that somehow they end up with depression, PTSD, they taking pills now and all of that, because they've been living in a dream world, and finally they've been hit with the reality bat. And now they're like, oh crap, what's going on? I can't handle this. Give me medicine. You know? So, people have to really unplug from the internet, man, because the internet will always lie to you, and it will allow you to lie to yourself. That's why you have to step outside, smell the air outside, smell the trees, the flowers, touch some grass, touch sand, walk on the concrete, absorb some sunlight, and take off the fake stuff that you do to yourself, i.e. hair, clothes, makeup, whatever, the teeth, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever fake crap you're using, look yourself in the mirror naturally and then talk and have a real genuine conversation with yourself where you got to be like, stop acting a butthole. You know what I mean? Everything else is a facade. Strip yourself down. Really have a conversation with yourself. Get real with yourself. Because the more that you add on the layers of fakeness, the more confused you are when reality comes back. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments section and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody? Peace.